Okay, well, it said it's live. I don't know about that. Trying this out. This is that new Android phone. Is it actually live? It doesn't look like it's actually live. It's lying to me. Oh, it is actually live. There it goes. I don't know if it's working properly. Nobody's here yet. I'll post the link and maybe somebody will actually show up. Like I said, I don't know what I think about this Android phone. Not very much. It's kind of a piece of crap, to be honest with you. And most of it has to do with the fact that I hate Android with a burning passion. Of course, iOS is not much better. At least not their hardware. It's been getting worse. I do not agree with anything even remotely close to what the iPhone 7 stands for, so won't be getting one of those. Oh, for God's sakes. Trying to type in a link manually. There's got to be a better way to do this. I keep saying that, and I've never looked into a better way to do it. Probably typed it in wrong. I guess not. Oh, let's see. What's the motion look like on this stupid thing? Is it actually any good? Yeah, that's terrible. Part of it's the crappy tripod, but most of it's this junk phone. And the fact that Android doesn't work. The iPhone SE was so much better. I might have to go and get that fixed. Of course, I gotta do a whole lot more to get that fixed than just a display, because now that I'm not using it, apparently the battery has decided that it's going to expand, so I gotta replace that if I want to use that thing again. But anyway, I don't know, maybe part of it is just the fact that I'm used to the 60 frames per second. I don't know if the live streams from that thing were in 60 frames per second. Maybe I'll have to go back and look, find out for myself if they were in 60 frames per second. But yes, I haven't learned my lesson. I've come back for more. I'm going to be trying this again. I don't think it's going to work, but if it does, you know, all is well that ends well. And I just realized that I forgot to burn my Debian CD, so I'm going to have to go and get an optical disc so I can burn my Debian CD. Oh, that's confusing. I wonder, what happens if I push the chat button? Should be all messages, because all my messages are important. This thing will actually let me enable the flash on the phone. It will actually resume, or sorry, refocus. Okay, I'm gonna have to grab a CD. So I'll be back. I'll grab a CD. It's too bad you can't put a piece of text on the thing. You can't do that. So I'll be back in just a second. Wow, you can't just push the thing and have it on mute? Another Android deficiency! I just found another one. That's stupid. Piece of crap. Oh well. I'm gonna get this going. Just had to grab a CD, because I forgot to grab the CD. Of course I thought I had to grab the CD. I always forget to grab the CD. Anyway, so I guess while that's going, while I'm burning this damn disc, I can go ahead. Ooh, I did one thing off camera before I started. Some of the particularly astute may notice the zoom on this thing is garbage. May notice I changed the optical drive. Now, can I zoom back out? Did it just crash? Okay, I have no video now. Wow. Well, let's try something. That's working again. And it's back. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be using this for lives. Certainly not this Friday. This is junk. Stupid Android phone. Absolutely can't stand it. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into the cost to fix the iPhone SE, and I'm going to just get that fixed because I can't stand this thing. Anyway, I've done very little actual talking about what I'm going to do, have I? So, okay, installing OpenMediaVault directly obviously didn't work. We tried that last time, and that was just a rip-roaring failure. Worked initially, you go to do the upgrade, and then the upgrade fails because apparently the system thinks that it's funny to kernel panic for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I did try it again, and I got the same thing out of it, so don't know what's going on there. So, we're going to try it a different way, and check and see if it's the computer itself, or if it's the software, or their image, their ISO, that is problematic. So we're going to get Debian installed on this. Debian 9, I think they call that Stretch. I don't remember. But Debian 9, we'll install that. And then on top of that, we're going to install OpenMediaVault. So, it's actually quite the process. Although, shouldn't take too long. I did do the process on a virtual machine. Oh, a thought just occurred to me. I hope that's actually a CD and not a DVD ISO, because if that was a DVD, I might break something. So let's see. Debian, I think I downloaded the CD. Yeah, XFace CD1. Of course, I'm not going to be using XFace because it's going to be a server. What's the point of having a graphical user interface on a server? The answer is pretty darn close to nope. Alright. But anyway, I got some hardware things to sort out with this. Number one, it's got an 80 gigabyte hard drive in it that I'm not keeping in there. If it's going to be running a server, well, actually, I realized that the server that I'm intending to replace with this has about 200 gigabytes of storage space. I can't give it 200, but I can give it 160, which should be good enough. You know, offload a bunch of crap that's on it right now. Maybe we could deal with it that way. I don't know. I might have to get a 200 gig drive for this. Do I actually... You know, thinking about it, I might actually have one. And I do have to take that machine out anyway, because... Well, I discovered something today. I just recently replaced one of my network-attached storage servers because it failed. And the replacement I put in has a little bit of a problem. What is this problem, you might ask? Well, it's pretty simple. I put a 13.6 gigabyte hard drive, thinking, oh, it's Windows Vista. It should be more than good enough for that. 13.6 gigabytes, and it's not. Found it in a reboot loop this morning because it could not install updates. Fun times. So, gotta transfer that to a new drive, I guess. OpenMediaVault 9.5. Should be a rolling release. Oh, I guess there's one thing. Now, where did I put the CD I just brought up here? There it is. So, I'll have to burn that CD, and then I'm going to change these hard drives. Got a couple other projects to work on, so I probably should burn those disks while I'm here. I got a compact Presario 5000 that I'm going to be installing. I haven't decided yet. It might be just Ubuntu Budgie or something like that. Probably replace the optical drive in that. I've got the HP D530, which was the former NAS, which it's got issues. I'm going to put something on that and figure that one out. And we'll go from there. I also have a compact Evo D510 to look at. So we'll look at that. My viewership is dropping. I wonder what I did to scare them all away. Probably talked smack about Android. That seems to be what scares a lot of people away. Oh, you don't like Android? Screw you, hippie. Anyway, So the new optical drive is right there. This one. Now, I know I just touched something in the machine, but safety first. A lot of people love to rag on me when I'm working in computers without one of these things. Well, I have one. So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to figure out where it's over there, so I'm going to put it on this hand. I hate this thing. It's such a piece of trash. Okay, disc is inserted. We should be able to burn it, and it should actually be fairly quick, too. 48 times speed. I usually don't burn at the fastest speed, but you know what? I don't care. So there. I'm actually hooked into a ground. I'm grounding myself. Wow, eh? Anyway. Oh, that didn't work too well. Oh, it was working a lot better the last time I did this. I don't know. Come on. There. Well, you know what? I don't give a crap anyway. These things are less than useless when it comes down to actually preventing static. Just touch the power supply. Good enough. More than good enough. Actually, before I do that, I need to pull it out of the case. There's like no lighting in here, but if I do need more lighting, I do have this thing. The phone itself is trash. I see my frame rate is crap. This thing is probably getting obscenely hot. Yeah, it's getting obscenely hot. It'll probably shut down while I'm trying to do this. Oh, even the iPhone 5S was better, the one that I used on the live stream. So guess what I'm going to be using this Friday? Not this piece of shit. Oops, that was a swear word. There goes the family-friendly aspect of this. Well, I can't turn the flash on, but at least I can use this. So, pull that out. And we'll pull this out. Family-friendly. Who cares about that anyway? Get off my lawn. Damn kids. Okay, I'll pull the floppy drive out so I can actually work on this. Lost my camera again. Oh, there it goes. This thing is junk. I think I'm going to be spending this whole stream talking about how much I hate this Android phone. It's not even going to focus on that. What a pathetic piece of junk. There it goes. You can see there's a lot of pins missing on that floppy drive. Wonder why. It still works. But there's pins missing, which is kind of odd. Okay, I'll get that out of the way. And then we will take this thing, pull the drive out. If I can find my screwdriver. I just had it like 2 seconds ago. Where did I throw it? That's missing now. Awesome. Of course, I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it because this light is blinding. This is a great light, by the way. If you need a flashlight, buy one of these. They're amazing. So, I'm going to take this hard drive out because I don't want it in here. I have no idea if this broadcast is even working at all. I'd be surprised if it still is, because this piece of trash doesn't seem to work very well. It doesn't even record video very well. Half the time you get crappy frame rate, and at the end of your audio, the last 10 seconds of your sound cuts off for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Seagate hard drive. I'm amazed it's still good. Okay, so what do we have? Well, for storage, I have a 160 gigabyte. So my disk is about ready to finish burning here. A 160. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm going to try it anyway because I can. So, there's a 160. I need a couple extra screws, don't I? Fortunately, that should be fairly easy to get to. So there's a 160 that I'm going to install. And we'll get the screws first while I'm thinking about it. Wow, what a mess. What screws are drive screws? I recently cleaned up my floor. Of course, it didn't last that long. I cleaned this. Now there's computer projects sitting all over it. There's a hard drive screw. And then there's a hard drive screw. That's convenient. Cool. Alright, so I've got screws now for that. Should be good enough. The frame rate on this thing is dreadful. I'm going to put a 40 gig drive in this. I haven't decided which one it's going to be, though. Could be any number of these drives. I might put the Western Digital in it. I have a Western Digital. I was going to put the IBM DeskStar in there, but who cares? IBM DeskStar? Ugh, yuck. Not a good thing to put into a server, so I'll save that for some other project. So, I'm going to have to jumper that from master. Fortunately, I do have extra jumpers. Although my extra jumper collection is starting to wane a little bit. Alright. So, let me get this drive out. It says 4 people are watching. Oh, now it says that there are 3 people watching. Okay. Somebody's in disconnect with somebody else when it comes down to the viewing numbers on this. Now, how do you jump into these? I can never remember which one is which. Master is the middle position. Well, I could have just looked at the drive instead of looking at the label. Would have told me all I needed to know. So, alright, let's put these in here somehow. Carefully, I guess. So we'll make sure our new screws are actually going to work. You know, the stream looks so great when there is, like, no motion on the screen, but then as soon as I put something in view, you can see that the frame rate goes to crap. Why? Well, I can't fathom why. Maybe it's because they designed this phone so poorly that it thermal throttles like crazy. It's even worse than the iPhones are. Maybe that's just Android's thermal throttling algorithm being trash like 90% of the rest of Android is. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people love to rag on Apple about all the things that they do, but honestly, I could have just used this jumper. It's already jumpered for master. Well, not anymore. It's now slave drive. I could have done it for cable select, but honestly, what's the point? I'll just put it on the drive end itself and let the drives figure it out. That's how I always do it. It seems to work a little bit more reliably. You don't have odd problems. When your cable fails, which I've had happen several times, where the bits don't go through properly. Anyway, so it's not quite incorrectly. Put our screws in the drive, and we'll install this. This is fun stuff. Look, I should be a sportscaster. Sports! Oh, that's a reference I'm sure only a handful of the viewers are going to understand. Anybody who's watching live probably will, but the folks that are not watching live probably will have no idea what I'm talking about. What the hell is this guy doing? What a loser. He's talking about all that stuff. Anyway. Okay. So, we'll try this. I'm going to keep going with this Android phone in the stream. I was going to just say screw it, shut it off, and go back to the iPhone, but nah. You only live once. And this was supposed to be a test stream for this anyway. It's really the only reason why I'm bothering. So what are we doing first? Well, before we install this ribbon cable, I've got to install the floppy drive. Well, this is set up in a stupid way. Maybe I'll install the power first, too. Where is the power for the floppy drive? There it is. It's on the top. That's weird. Well, at least it's not like some of them where it's on the other end. Okay, so here's my IDE cable. Here's my floppy drive cable. I'm going to hook this up backwards. Bookmark my words. Alright. Maybe not. Looks a little better than it probably is. We'll get that floppy cable out of the way. These cables are all tangled up now. I'm bumping the camera. This is the best thing ever. What better way to spend your Sunday afternoon than to watch some moron with an Android phone screw around with computer ribbon cables? I hope that's plugged in. I've had trouble with Maxter drives over the last little while and not working correctly. Okay, this shroud is going bye-bye. It's in the friggin' way. Push, it says. Well, I'm pushing and nothing's happening. If it broke, who cares? When you get massively in my way, I get massively angry. So, there. So now I'll find that something's jumpered incorrectly or installed incorrectly, and I'll have to take it all out again. Maybe I'll put the shroud back. I probably should, because it might get in the way. Some of these other things might get in the way a little bit. Alright. And I'll put this damn shroud back in. Oh, I just knocked the whole thing out. Wow. That was a genius maneuver. Huh. What a piece of crap. I'm going to move this tripod out of the way, so that way I can access this. This is the kind of thing I'd edit out of a video. Alright. How is this stupid? Why is this thing being so stupid? Okay, it's in place, so what do you want? What more do you want from me? Alright, I'm ripping everything off again. Yeah, I gotta pull the whole fan out. What a design. Oh, that really broke. Yeah, I just broke all the pegs off. Oh well. Yep, I don't give a crap. It's an HP computer anyway. Who cares? Hate these friggin' designs with these stupid ass useless. Less than useless. That's all I gotta say about that. Where's my screwdriver? That didn't work. Maybe I'll just say screw it and not install a case fan. Maybe I'll just do it that way. That seems to be more productive than trying to put this stupid son of a bitch back in the fucking case. Oh, there's another swear word. Yeah, I'm not happy because this is ridiculous. These things are completely stupid. Well, I know better than to get angry like that at these things, but it's the only inanimate objects. They won't listen to me. Come on! Stupid plastic garbage. Okay, screw it. No fan. Problem solved. Done. No case fan. Doesn't need it anyway. It's only an AMD Athlon. If it was a Pentium 4, I'd put it back. Wow. What is it in computers and being stupid lately? There. Everything is working. Everything is just fine. My disc done yet? My disc is done. Alright. I have got great confidence that this is going to work. Can you tell that I don't? For all that, how much do you want to bet that it won't? But at least, if it doesn't, I haven't trashed my installation of Windows XP on this thing. So I'll be able to keep my Windows XP install. And all of that will be all peachy creamy. If this doesn't work. But I am hoping that it will. Because I really would like it to work. You know? At least I now got a 120 millimeter fan out of it. And the other bright side of that, all that mess, I did not cut my finger open. I know, amazing, right? Usually when stuff acts stupid like that, I cut my finger on something. And that makes me really mad. I'd be getting the hammer out and beating this case into submission if that happened. Alright. So I need power, I need keyboard, I don't need a mouse. It's Debian, it shouldn't need a mouse anyway. Not for the install. I mean, if you use the graphical install, yeah, probably, but I'm not using the graphical install. Why am I not using the graphical install, you might ask? Well, I'm not installing a GUI. Why are you not installing a GUI, you might ask? Well, why do you need that on a server? Like, let's be realistic here. I could see this thing dropping so many frames. It's like 2 frames a millennium or something. Wow, that's bent. I didn't do that. So, don't know. It's bent in. I was hammering it from the inside. It's bent into the case, which would suggest that I was hammering it from the outside, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe that's why the stupid fan wasn't going back into place. I'll have to try it later. Let's see, how many of those pegs did I actually break? I only broke the top 2. Maybe I'll install... Actually, I can't install it upside down, can I? Because it's got that... Yeah. Oh well. Maybe I'll glue it into place. I'll probably just glue it into place, because I don't care. If it's installed, it's installed. I don't care if the stupid plastic garbage is in place. And what was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for the monitor. You kind of need a display, don't you? Yeah, you do. You need a monitor to be able to see what you're doing with the computer. Okay. Don't put it on top of that CD. That would be a really bad idea. Alright, so we'll get the keyboard out of the way. We won't put that on the CD either. And we'll get our display. Flat panel monitor. We'll plug it in. I have a drink up here, right? No, I don't, do I? Nope. Should have got that before I started this too, but... Oh well. Preparedness. Alright. So our power strip's over here. Monitor is plugged in. I need the other power cord. It's right here. I'm not going to plug in the computer just yet because I have a feeling that the computer is set up to auto power on, because I would have done that in the last live stream when we looked at this thing. So I'll plug that in a minute. Does it actually have a switch on the back? No. So yeah, I'll plug that in a minute. But what I'm going to do right now, plug in the monitor. I don't need anything else. Well, Ethernet. Need Ethernet. Whoopsie. Okay, let's get over there so you can actually see what I'm doing. VGA. I'm not going to screw it in because I don't care about any of that stuff. And we'll get our Ethernet. This thing has onboard Ethernet, so shouldn't be too bad. Although it's NVIDIA, so famous last words. NVIDIA stuff is crap. I mean, their video cards are okay, but everything else, blah. Their chipsets are junk. N-Force 4, what a buggy piece of garbage. That's what this is based on, by the way, so... I'm trash-talking the very thing I'm trying to use. Probably shouldn't do that. Do I care? Oh, hell no. You better believe I don't care at all. You know what? Why am I doing this? I don't need the desk space. The workspace, so I'm going to pull this monitor down here. And the monitor's being stupid. I don't know if my cable's bad or what's going on, but I'm going to flip this machine up right side up, so that way I don't have to worry about scratching my Debian disk, because that's a CD recordable. I don't have any of those up here. So I'd have to go all the way back downstairs again if I want to, if I need to reburn it, which I hope I don't. It passed the verification process, so I'm assuming that it worked. That'd be a natural assumption to make, right? Although it's Linux, so again, just like Android, doesn't work very well. Yeah, I gotta work in an Android hate message in here, because this Android phone is nothing but trouble. So many deficiencies, so many issues, hardware and software. So I guess not all of it's the fault of Android, but the very majority of it is. Alright. What? Plug that in. I don't remember the key to get into the BIOS. I think it was either F3 or F10. Or F9. Or I'll just press all the keys. It'll work with one of them. Or to lock up, like a boss. Ah, edge isn't locked up. Reboot. That shouldn't have been a reboot. That should have been a... What's wrong with the machine now? Put it away and it stops working. I hope it doesn't need that fan. So we'll just try it again. I'm not going to touch any keys on the keyboard. Not going to touch any keys. Well, I'm touching a key right now. I'm touching numlock. Why isn't it working? That is stupid. Oh, man. Wow. It just turned off. Oh, I'm hitting... I know what's going on. I'm hitting my, my power thing. Nothing can ever go right. Nothing can ever go right. Why is it not working? Doesn't make any sense to me. Pull the plug. Get this out of the way so I can at least do something. It is somewhat bright in here, at least that the sun's out. So I don't really need that blinding me while I'm trying to work on the machine. I gotta flip it around. It's probably because one of the IDE cables isn't hooked up quite right. Alright, flip it around. Don't really need to be gentle with it because maybe it'll take the hint if I whack it around a little bit. Pull the side panel off. If it needs that fan, I'm going to probably break something. But I've seen stranger things. Let's see, is the keyboard actually plugged in correctly? That's plugged in. The only thing I've changed is the hard drives and that CD-ROM drive. It's possible that the CD-ROM is not jumpered right, which means I'm probably going to have to take it out. Well, we can verify that by pulling both IDE channels. Is that floppy or is that IDE? That's IDE. We'll pull that out. I'm going to pull both of the IDE connectors and we'll try the machine again. Where's my power cord? There it is. And we'll see what it does. Well, that works. There we could see the NVIDIA boot agent. Oops, I forgot to tighten this. Alright, so let's put them back one by one. Turn it off. And I'll try the secondary one first since it's the easiest one to access. It'll probably work again once I plug everything in. Because like I said, this is an NVIDIA chipset-based machine, and those tend to be buggy. So why am I using it as a server, you might ask? Well, it's handy. Why isn't that going into place? Stupid ribbon cables. I got no patience for this. Not after all the mess I went through last night. Try again. 2 flashes from that. Oh, can't be the optical drive. Come back. Let's try the hard drives. This is going to work, I bet. Did it just get plugged in? Well, it's plugged in now. Power it up. Locks up solid. Okay, good to know. So something is configured wrong. Why would something be configured wrong? Well, let's pull this out. And try individual drives. Well, boots with that one. Okay. Does it actually identify it, though? Let's go into Setup. I can't remember if it was F3 or F10 or F2. I'm going to assume that I didn't get it, so obviously it wasn't one of those. Come on. Hey! Well, that gives me a boot menu. But I don't want a boot menu. I want the BIOS. F1. Okay, good to know. No, it's not identifying it. Well, I had this difficulty with a Maxtor hard drive originally anyway, so let me just step on and break. Oh, it was just that. Okay, who cares about that? Let's flip it around and check. Oh, my ribbon cable is not installed all the way. Let's try to install the ribbon cable correctly. This is another one of these stupid ass... What is that, an 80 wire cable? I hate those. Less than useless. It's still not identifying it. Why would it not be identifying it? Auto detect. Yeah, it's there. It sees it now. Why didn't it see it before? Pfft. HP, man, I tell you what. Alright. So, turn it off. Try it again with both drives. This cable is irritating me. That was, I think, the problem last night, too, was the stupid 80-wire cable, which eventually fell apart. Wasn't working. Maybe I'll just pull the 80-wire cable out and use a proper one. Now it's seeing both drives. Okay. Good to know. And also good to know that it's got 2 gigs of RAM installed. Alright. So, yeah. Turn it off. And we'll put everything back the way it was. What a fun nightmare this is. Nothing can ever go smoothly. Make note of that before you go to work on a computer. The problems are always in the weirdest of locations, and the solutions are usually even weirder. When you have a drive failure, it's never the drive, it's always the cable. Or the motherboard. Particularly Dell systems. I know they have an issue where if you... how do I best describe it? They had a problem where they wouldn't actually post. You'd get a video BIOS sign-on, and that's it. To fix that, you don't have to do anything with the memory, or the video card, or anything like that. Unplug the parallel HDA channels and plug them back in. Really strange. And if you get a 3-4 error on post, well, the diagnostic LEDs could be anything. 3.4, according to Dell, is a memory subsystem error, but it usually never means that there's a memory problem. It usually means that there's a problem somewhere else. I've had the issue be with a hard drive that wasn't jumpered correctly. I had the issue, let's see, bad capacitors have caused the issue. A bad power supply has caused the issue. I had a bad cache. Bad cache on the CPU. That caused the problem. Really strange how some of these systems work, or don't work. Some of the failure modes, and all of that. ATX, man, it was a lot more fun than the AT days, because you didn't have a lot of this automatic stuff. So if it screwed up, it was usually your own fault for setting a plugin, or setting IRQs wrong, or something like that. But now that it's plugged in, if I push escape, I should get my boot menu. I think that's what that was. Yes. Not that you can see it, because this thing apparently is more intent on focusing on the friggin' wall behind it. Once again, deficiencies! How many times am I going to mention that in the same... I hope this optical drive works. It worked when I put it away. But I didn't test it before putting it in, so... Does it work? The world may never know. It's making ticking noises. There it goes. Alright. I want install. Don't care about the graphical install. You see the light over there. Ooh, does that actually work on this CPU? I don't know. It's affected by it. It's an Athlon XP 2000 Plus, if I remember correctly. Alright. English. I am in Canada. I don't suppose it really would matter if I select US, but I might as well be accurate. American English. Now it's going to find the CD-ROM drive. And it's going to load off the CD-ROM, which, funny enough, that was actually faster than it was in the virtual machine. I don't even know how that's possible. Even this is faster than it was in the virtual machine. How is that possible? I don't get it. Virtual machine should be practically instant because it's reading an image off the hard drive. But yes, if you're just tuning in, I did actually try this out in a virtual machine, so I know how to do it before screwing up my physical hardware. It's a little bit complicated. Might even be something that I'd make a how-to video for. Oh no, is it going to find the network card? Well, it worked with OpenMediaVault, so it should work with this. Which is based on the same thing. Might be Debian 8 for OpenMediaVault, though. Don't know. I'll have to look into it. Is DHCP going to work? Well, it's not going to matter, and ultimately I'm going to be giving it a static IP anyway, but... Oh, it succeeded. Okay. Host name should be NAS5. NAS5. Oh, yeah. Domain name I don't think matters. I'm just going to leave it blank. Root password. Alright. I will be right back when I set the root password. Yeah, on the iOS version of the YouTube app, you can just tap that unmute, or the muted thing that shows up when you have it muted, and it'll unmute. On this, nope. And what is becoming a running theme here, deficiency Eastern Time. Now it's detecting the disks. I'm going to, when it brings up the partitioner, I'm going to do a custom job on this. Which is something you can't do with OpenMediaVault, by the way. So, manual. This is how you screw it up. Alright. So, in order to configure your boot stuff, I am going to hit enter on this, which will create an empty partition table. I'm going to do the same thing to this. And right there, I'm going to push enter, create a new partition. The new partition is going to be 2.0 gigabytes, not BG, GB. I don't know what it would do if you put something incorrect in there. Put it at the end of the drive. Use as swap space. Stop it. Swap area. Bootable flag off, delete, done setting up. Alright. So, now back here, I'm going to create a new partition. And I'm just gonna use the rest of the drive because this is a boot drive only anyway. New partition size primary. X4 mount point root. Mount options default, label none. All of that Should be fine. Bootable flag. Don't think it would matter, but I'm going to change it to on. So, there. That's all set up now. And here, I'm going to create a new partition, full size of the drive, primary, and we'll use it as X4. Mount point, do not mount. Bootable off, everything there off, done setting up. It's probably going to complain at me when I hit finish, partitioning, and write changes. Do you want to return to the partitioning menu? Mount point, that's the mount point. It's going to complain at me. No. Write changes. Now let's see if this fails because I have a bad hard drive installed. Or if my cable is bad. Who knows? Let's see. My hard drive light is on solid. That is usually not a good sign. So, what is it doing? Do I hear anything going on? Oh, here we go. Now it's installing. Okay, I wonder if I could get this thing to figure out that it needs to be, looking at the display, not the wall that's on the, the wall that's behind the machine. There we go. Let's see. Is this thing actually going to work? Well, it just says that I'm the only participant in the chat room. Isn't that nice? And my preview looks like crap. Even though it's set to HD. Wow. I wonder, is that a byproduct of the phone? I think that's probably a byproduct of the phone, so not much I can do about that. Probably because it's overheating like crazy. So you can't even read anything that's going on right now anyway, unless somebody says otherwise. I don't know, there's 5 of you here, and maybe somebody can tell me if this is actually working. Solid drive light is like Windows Vista when you move the mouse. You don't even have to move the mouse and you get a solid drive light in Windows Vista. Looks like shit. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? Oh, actually, can I do that? I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I can. So, well, what I could do, theoretically anyway, is have you all go to my channel and just wait, and I'll stop this, and I'll go switch to the iPhone, because at least the iPhone works. This doesn't, evidently. Where's the power cord for this? It's down there. Could do that, or we could just stick it out and hope that maybe it gets better. It looks great on the phone screen. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into Edit Video, or maybe it's Analytics. I don't remember. Maybe it's Analytics. I'm going to go check the Analytics data. This is a Moto X Play. I've heard some bad things about it, but most of the bad things have to do with the battery, which I have to say really isn't too bad. It's not any worse than any of the iPhones were. Okay, this isn't loading. Why is YouTube so screwed up? Come on. 2018, man. Alright. But I tell you what, this thing gets hotter than the surface of the sun itself, and it thermal throttles, so the frame rate looks like crap, if you can even see a frame at all. It's not charging. Okay, so now the iPhone is screwing up too. That figures. Maybe my charger's overheating. Yeah, that's possible. I don't think that's not really an intended. Okay, stream status is good at variable resolution. That's useless. It's not good. Look at it. It looks like shit. You can't even see anything. I mean, if you could see something, then I wouldn't care as much. But you can't see anything. Okay, you know what? Fine. Forget it. I'm going to shut this off here, and I'm going to switch over to the Apple phone, because at least the Apple phone works. So, yeah, I'll be back. I'll have to see what I do with this archive after I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm sure.